Okay, there we go. Hello, everybody. We're finally live. There, got the stream going here. We got all that going. We got the chat going. I think we throw the camera over here, or I should say the MacBook over this way on this case. So we can actually hang out with everybody, close to all the product and stuff like that, and let everybody know like that's walking by that we are open and stuff like that. We got the little sister over here hanging out with us too today, so she's been vibing here, hanging out, being a good kid, doing schoolwork, all that stuff like that. Definitely been a good Friday, so hopefully you guys have all had a good Friday as well. I mean, it can always be a better Friday here. I'm not gonna lie. We're just shy of a $200 day, so it'd be nice if we could get, just a couple more sales and then just hit that beautiful $200 day or a little over that. Just that way we can at least be a little bit more on track for what we need to be daily. I mean, it'd be nicer to be around like $300-400 a day, but you know, at this rate, I mean, I think we can only really manage the a $200 day, sadly, right now. At least for the time being. I'm hoping that we'll start to see some stuff really pick up here within I'm thinking within maybe the next couple of days. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed with that one there, chat. So, but it is good to see everybody here. How we all doing, Fox? Good to have you over here, my man. Good to have you over here. How's life treating everybody? Again, if you once we get a couple more people rolling in here, then we'll start going over some of the other descriptions that I have down, or going over what I have in the description, I should say, for Rumble, YouTube, and everything like that. And if those over on Kick, I know you guys don't really get a description. So a big thing of today's video is going to be coming over kind of like the where we've been, what's going on with the content, what's going to be coming out here soon, so forth, so on. Things along that nature, and kind of also kind of showing you guys what we've been working on and stuff like that. Like one of the things I've been working on right now has been actually making my own music again. So I had the guys check out a track earlier. Now I've kind of adjusted this track a little bit more here within my DAW. So I want to see what you guys have to say about this one here, because this is going to be completely different than what even they heard earlier just a little bit ago. So, whoops, hold on. Settings. It's weird. It keeps doing this weird like sync issue. Yeah, like the night drive isn't playing right now. That's so weird. Okay, hold on. Dude, that was weird. It was still playing in the background without it meaning to. It actually sounded a little bit I'm not gonna say better, but cooler. I won't lie. So yeah, I readjusted the electro trap. It's so weird that it just did that. Yeah, so it's for whatever reason, this is not syncing with my. Yeah, and I stopped and it's still playing music. All right, let's try this now. Nope, it's still having some weird desync issue. So that is so weird. Like whatever it is in the back, like something going on in the background is not wanting to cooperate with it. I guess like what I can do is I can play through this here. This is okay. There it goes. Which also, it's really that sounds exactly what I just changed it to. Yeah, you guys can hear that, okay? Yeah. This is what I created a little bit. So this is about 1 minute and 33 seconds so far. I'm probably gonna add about another like minute and like probably I want to make it a total of 3 minutes and 20 something second long song. And this way, maybe if I can get somebody who can do any vocals or anything like that, I can get them to get onto the track as well. That would be fucking rad. Because that's one of my hopeful goals. And as you guys can hear, I got a couple different beats going with it. Again, this is some stuff that I've kind of put together, just while hanging out at the house and doing some stuff like that. Just trying to find stuff to put together for a track that would sound good, or that would be at least in my opinion, something that would be fun that I could put on like on the streams like this while we do stuff like this. You know what I mean? Like, and then have people be like, oh, like, can I use this in my stream or on my video? It's like, yes. You know what I mean? It's like, that's what my hopeful goal is with making these tracks, so that people can use them on their YouTube videos and streams without having to worry about like, oh man, what if they get copyrighted? Like, no, not gonna do any of that. So yeah, I definitely want to get some more like input on what people's thoughts are on this track and stuff like that. So because it's like I said, it's not fully done yet. It's just started, and there's gonna be lots and lots more fine tuning on that one as well too. So again, all that is through the MacBook as well too. So like honestly, it's been nice to be able to do everything through the MacBook, just because it like legitimately, it has like so many just built-in apps. GarageBand, iMovie, all that stuff like that to do all the content creation that you need to do, and get a good start on like everything else too. Like again, doing that with the GarageBand will then hopefully eventually supplement to do that until I can pay for Logic Pro, and then same thing with iMovie. We'll use that until we can get to using Final Cut Pro. Just because honestly, I prefer to use those Apple products on my Mac. Now, DaVinci Resolve, I may end up just going ahead and using that over iMovie, just because it does offer a lot more features than iMovie does right off the get go. Whereas Final Cut Pro and fucking Final Cut Pro and DaVinci are like basically the same exact thing, just different styles, like differently done. How they set up where like the library will be at, where like the effects are going to be, the transitions, so forth, so on. So some stuff like that. But I will say overall though, like legitimately though, I got a lot of fun stuff planned. Like we got some Squatch content. I got a couple of psychedelic videos I'm going to be doing here soon. Kind of just talking about, especially with the fact that legal psychedelics are becoming more and more prevalent out there on the in the market, and I think that there needs to be more actual like awareness brought to not just about the products, but about the use of these products, right? Because I think that so many people are going to see those, go in a store and think, oh, cool, I'm just going to buy like, an Amanita chocolate bar, and eat half of it and see a bunch of cool trippy colors and da-da-da-da. You might, sure, there is that aspect of it that can still happen, just like psilocybin and stuff. But much like magic mushrooms and other psychedelics, they tend to be introspective, and you need to respect these types of things, because if you use it and you don't expect to fucking have a crazy wild time, or maybe feel like you might lose yourself or have like even an ego death, these things can totally happen. Like recently we've been taking the little tablets called Little Motherfuckers because I can't get the XUMs in at the moment at the store that I normally get them at, and the Little Motherfuckers are an assortment of different things. I'll just say that if you want to go look up the tryptamine test that it has, by all means do so, and you'll be blown away by all the different compounds that are in it. But when I say that it gets you to a point of talking to God, you're going to be talking to God. Okay, it was a very transcendent experience. I even had an ego death at the last experience that I had, which legitimately made me feel more at peace, happier, and it feels like a little bit more at ease with life and stuff. So that was a really cool experience. And again, these things are fun and they can be really cool to use when it comes to like trying to like better your health and your mind, your mindset, your mentality, and like that. But I do urge people, please be careful, because these things aren't to be trifled with. If you're just gonna think you're gonna take them, go to a party, and have a grand old time, it can lead to some crazy shit. Just saying. So just please respect them, be careful with them. we're using psychedelics, especially because the fact, like I said, legal psychedelics are becoming more and more prevalent as we talk about them, or as we go day by day. Like I every day I see something new come out into the market, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like how is that on the market now? And they're like, oh, well, we do this, 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 and this, and we make it so that you can use it. And you're like, oh, okay. So then you go fucking use that psychedelic, whatever it might be, and, I think there's an aspect of it that people are always trying to find that thing that might make them feel like they have a spiritual awakening or whatever the case is off of them. And then there's a lot of people that just want to have like the fun, trippy colors, things weaving in and out of themselves. Maybe they fucking see the clouds all doing a bunch of different things. Cartoons look more fun, all that stuff. Um, there's levels and different varying degrees of like things you can use to get to these things. You just need to make sure that you understand what you're using and make sure that you're using the proper dosing guide in order to get to that exact level that you're looking for. 'Cause that's a big, big, big thing right there. So that's one of the big things I really wanted to try to disclose a little bit over the some of the topics of that. But another big thing too is like, I know a lot of people have been like, where the fuck has the content been? Where the streams have been? Where have I been? All that stuff like that. A lot of it, like I said, has been kind of focusing on just taking care of myself, getting my mental game kind of more in tune with everything, focusing on trying to rebuild the brand. Also, there's a new site that's rolling out. So my boy, Nathan and my boy Sponge both were telling me about it. So I decided, go ahead and check it out. Start kind of working on this thing as it's in its pre-launch phase. And then once it launches, I'm going to add that to the list of sites that we go live to. And honestly, I'm excited because I want to see the community grow more. And I feel like this might actually gain back a great deal of people that I saw in live space, that I saw sitting in that Discord, that I was like, holy shit, I haven't seen these guys since live space. You know, some of them either went to Rumble, some went to Kick, and then a lot of them ended up going to Beam. And then my only problem with Beam is that I always have issues either watching streams or even streaming myself on Beam, or even doing multi-stream through it. My chat would break all the time. Not necessarily the streams themselves, but the chat window would break. It wouldn't always keep feeding in the chat from all the other platforms. So that would be sometimes a bit of a nuisance because it's like I need to have all the chats, so we can keep up on that. So on Beam, I kind of just didn't, continue doing that for a while, and it was just because I had an issue with it breaking on me all the time. Now, again, a lot of the times I think that comes with the fact that I, would have that window usually off, somewhere else on one of the other monitors, and it's not always active. So then, like, if it's not like on the forefront of that monitor, then or to like be like me, like I'm always on top, then it actively acts like that it's gone to sleep. Like the tab has gone to sleep a little bit, and then all of a sudden, once I go back to it, it pulls all the chat back in. So that was something that I was constantly having with that. So that is why I was constantly like, okay, we're gonna focus on using Rumble Studio, or the multiple output RTMP plugin that we usually use for OBS. And then I've been trying to get like the NDI plugin to work. I've been trying to get a bunch of other things to work. So this way I could actively just have the stream go live and be great. You know what I mean? So good to have you back there, Fox. Good to have you back. Because honestly, like one of my favorite things about, going live, especially for the MacBook, is that it's very seamless. It's very easy. The microphone built into this guy sounds amazing. Granted, right now I'm using my AirPods at the moment. But the built-in microphone sounds good. The camera looks amazing, right? That's just the built-in 1080p camera into the MacBook that I'm using right now. I'm not using anything fancy or anything like that. And if I want to, I can even use the link thing that's built into the iPhone and the MacBook, and use my iPhone directly as its own camera, which makes the actual like vlog style videos look even far more phenomenal than they already do. So again, I got lots of stuff planned for that. Like I said, Squatch content. We got some psychedelic videos. And then I also got some other content that I got planned, like talking about the MacBooks, talking about actual like kind of like things that I kind of experienced right now, kind of doing like a vlog style thing, kind of like a personal like journal, I guess, or online journal, if you will, and talk to the community, express things that I've been going through, and kind of just let everybody know where I'm at mentally and why I needed to take that step back and why I needed to, kind of look at myself inwardly, by using these psychedelics and be like, okay, what do I need to truly work on the most? What could be work done now? What could be do something later on with that, or whatever the case is, right? I'm constantly trying to find ways to better myself and make sure that I, not only am being the best, version of myself that I can be, but also making you guys the best content that I can bring to you guys as well, without it being, bogged down with whatever bullshit in the background, behind the scenes shit that's going on that might be affecting the content, that makes it so it's not as fun to do the streams, or it doesn't make it as fun to do like half the other shit that we do. Like right now, one of the big things, that I've been trying to do as well here at the store is really just kind of work harder on the store, even without doing the commercials or all that other stuff like that. Because I feel like the commercials just weren't pulling enough extra, customer base in, and it just really kind of bugged me because it's like we're putting all this effort into the store, and I feel like we put in more effort into our store than a lot of other stores around our area, and it would just be like, the lack of turnaround, and you feel so much defeated when that's happening, and you're just constantly like, man, I just want to see this place succeed. I want to see us go back to where we once were, you know, regardless of that may or may not be, something feasible. So my nose is draining from me. Chat, a second here, but like, legitimately, like I feel like there's so many things that we've done to try to revamp the store, and in some ways it's worked, and in other ways it's completely been a farce. You know, oh my nose, so fucking stuffy. But it's not like we're giving up or anything like that. It's like we're still going. We're still going to continue. We're still pushing. We're still trying to make the best of this whole situation. And I think honestly though, I would just like to see the store and like everything else just kind of finally balance out so that things would go better, and feel like it's returned to normal in some way, right? Like ever since fucking the breakup with Shauna, I'm not even gonna lie, things have gone fucking this up and down squirrely fucking pattern that I do not fucking feel like I am in control of my destiny or my fate at the moment. More so now, I feel like I'm in control, but like 2 weeks ago, even 1 week ago, I wasn't. Bayou, appreciate you, dog. Good to see you in here, my man. And it's like it's one of those things where you're like I'm constantly like in that mindset of like, what do I need to do to really not only just revamp myself, the channel, but the store, and then just get onto that level where I feel like, maybe like in a sense, I guess like it's like, I'm like neutral in my karma. You know what I mean? So it's like that's kind of how I feel at least. And it's just it's one of those things where I think the more and more that we see the changes come in through the stream, the better it'll be. But I need to continue to make some really drastic changes. And oh my gosh, my nose. Yeah, I'm so sorry, chat. But I really need to make some drastic changes to the thing. And I wouldn't really 100% say like changes, but refining of certain content, dropping certain things, and then going forward and trying to work and refine other areas of the content and make it better and make it more. I don't know if maybe the word accessible would be the right word I'm looking for. Like accessible, abroad more. That might be the wrong word to use. I'm trying to think of exactly the word I'm looking for here. Like, I want to make the content more viable would be a good word, I guess. Like, more viable for a much more enjoyable, entertaining experience that people can come in, regardless of what kind of content they normally might be watching. They'll come in and see the content, enjoy themselves, have fun, and enjoy the community as well. That's another big aspect of this. Is I really want the community to really feel changed, matured, and actually progressively, going in the right direction and not regressing into like, just trolling ass bullshit comments, and nobody really having good conversations amongst the chat. That's one of the big things I really would like to see change, because I feel like if we could get that going more so, right, it would really help benefit some of the clips that we have, some of the highlights for YouTube, all these things like that. So there's, like I said, there's a lot of shit I got planned. And then emotion. Now the schedule is still in the works. All right, the schedule is not 100% yet. There is going to be a temporary schedule I'm going to roll out for about 2 3 weeks. After that, we'll figure out kind of where we're at there because I feel like we'll be closer to being on that permanent schedule at that point about what's going on, where we're going, and how we're going to obtain to that hopeful end goal of continuing the content and continuing that schedule as well. Because the schedule, I feel like, will be easier to be maintained once we have a little bit more breathing room coming here soon, right? And what I mean by breathing room, I mean by the stress that I'm having right now behind the scenes. Once that stress is a little bit more balanced out, ironed out, we'll be fine. And a lot more of that stress comes from the house, just because there's like still like so many little things, right? It's like the house is nearly like 100% back on track, but it's like there's so many little things here and there that we haven't got fully ironed out yet that has literally kept causing me that every time I don't do that one extra thing, then it now adds to like, 2 3 other things. And now we're back to kind of having it be like, okay, well, we needed to take one really good weekend, deep clean the whole fucking house, and then get all the fucking like shit that we don't need in the house out, either in a shed, storage, whatever, or fucking just tossed. Because at this point, it's clogging up all the space, and we could have so much more space in the house right now if we just do that alone, right? So that's a big thing right there. Is going to be kind of like some like light summer cleaning we need to do. I'm actually going to do that this weekend. So, and that's why I really wanted to bring that up too for the stream. Why I wanted to go live here at the store, even with my little sister being here. Normally, when we're here with the sister, I don't normally go live, but I wanted to today to go over the actual idea of all this, right? So, starting Monday will be the official start of the schedule. We're gonna do a small, like anywhere between 1 to 2 hour stream, Monday, Wednesday, Friday from here at the store, just to kind of help out. That'll be also live from not only the main websites that we usually go live to, but I will also be doing a small one to Facebook as well. I'm also going to try to do some Snapchat videos for the store and some more other things like that, kind of maybe TikToks, just to kind of help out because in this area, that's obviously a platform that is used, peripherally, or what is the word I'm looking for? Uh, Not profusely, I guess that would be the best word. Think of a astronomically, I guess would be a better word, right? So it's astronomically used around this area, Snapchat wise. Now TikTok, I don't know how much that might help or what will help with that because obviously with TikTok there's a lot of fucking rules and regulations, especially when it comes to this shit here. Really hard to promote it and stuff like that. So I'm thinking if I do Snapchat primarily, it will hopefully build more in this area because you can do a Snapchat story and then post that. And Snapchat doesn't seem to really mind posting about vapes, so that's a big thing right there. So I think we'll be okay with doing it that way. But I think doing it like these ways, it's like Twitch, YouTube, and Kick and stuff like that. YouTube being the one that's always kind of meh. And I should say Rumble, Kick, and YouTube, not Twitch. When I said Twitch, it'd be nice if Twitch ever got their shit together. Really would be. And it will be great to see when Flashy fully comes out, by the way. If you guys don't know about Flashy yet, I would recommend definitely just give it a check out. For people thinking that I'm going to tell you to go jump over to it, instantly make an account, and like leave everything else, no. If you're not already multi-streaming, I don't know what else to tell you other than you're behind on the trend, and literally the future of streaming is multi-streaming. Okay, that's not just coming from me. That's not coming from even just some just few big content creators. That's coming from like I'd say a healthy 70 to 80% of content creators out there in general are like multi-streaming is where you need to go, and that's what you need to start doing more so because with the multi-streaming you're reaching more and more of an audience, and you're able to also build more with your brand and build more with your community that way too. Now there's other things to do, obviously like keeping your chats all in one place. That's a great way to keep everybody together, communities together, things like that without making anybody feel ostracized or anything like that. So these are some things I will be trying to work on more as well too down the road. Like I said, there's a lot of shit, guys. There's a lot of stuff I got planned, a lot of refinement, a lot of changes, things that I think are going to be good for the channel, good for us, things that are, in a lot of ways long over fucking due in a lot of ways too. I can't tell you when the last time was that we had truly a really positive shift to the channel outside of after having to re-pick ourselves up after the whole live space fall, debacle. And it's like, and looking around too, I see such a lively town as well too. And just as much as I would love to see all of these people come into the store, patroning the store, helping out us build this store back up. It's just like that with the community. But again, it's requiring work that I need to do that requires more than just going to work, right? So just like going and doing streams, you can't just go live and expect people to show up if you don't go into their streams or you're not building up with their communities and you're not posting regular content outside of it in hopes that you're going to grow more like that. So, like I said, there's a lot of stuff I got planned in the next, I'd say, 2 to 3 weeks. We got the schedule roll out. Then it's going to be a little bit more like of what's going to be the permanent content that I'll be trying to roll out as well, because there's a lot of stuff that's kind of like, I feel like fun to do on stream, and then there's some things I feel like that it's sometimes fun to do on stream, but not really. I think that would be more stuff that I should start doing more recording of, and posting videos of like that on like YouTube and Rumble and things like that, to kind of build up with the communities over there. So, like I said, some changes are going to be had. It's going to be good, and it's going to be good for us. It's going to be good for the entirety of the community as well. I think it's kind of one of those like long time coming type of situations where it's like, we've talked about, what changes we wanted to see, what changes I wanted to do, but have I actually been able to commit to some of those changes yet? I wouldn't say 100% yet, right? So, and that's why, like, again, like, I want to start, having the schedule set, refining the streams, how long they are on work days when we're home. I'm going to try to go live on, let's say, Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Then we go live here at the store, go live at home for at least a couple hours, play some games, maybe just do some just chatting, whatever it is, still do those streams, and still kind of meet those demands, stuff like that, right? Along with doing some of like the premium streams for Rumble, so that way we have that premium content as well for people. I mean, the content, the creator content side of that, plus the whole ad reads and things like that. But again, with the ad campaigns, at least a lot of them do require at least upwards of like 5 to 10 people in here. So again, it's about building up more and more with the actual. Yeah, it was like 10 is like the average for all of these, right? So I need at least an average of 10 people. And back when we first were on here and starting off again, we were getting that number, pretty consecutively. But you guys remember, though, I had a lot different mentality when we first jumped over to Rumble. Same thing that happened when we came to, Kick for the first time, even when we came back to Kick after the whole fucking live space debacle and, Twitch debacle and stuff like that, too. So, there's a lot of, I'd say, hope that we got, things going to be under more control here soon when it comes to the actual content and what we're going to be rolling out here soon. Because I'd like to actually have not only just a set schedule, but also kind of a set, like, like actual like program list. Like, okay, this day, Debbie's going live. He's doing this content. Okay, Debbie's going live on Wednesday. He's doing this content. He's doing this thing here at the shop. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I want you guys to know and feel when you come into my stream at that point. And that's what I want to start, really building more so with you guys. And I feel has been really lost the last few, fucking, months, even years of doing content. And I really want to get that shit back. I really do. So, and I'm always open to ideas, by the way, guys. I really would love to hear your guys' ideas, suggestions. If you're in the Discord, please put them in the Discord as well. And, here on Rumble or YouTube, put them in down in the comment section. It always helps out. Plus, they're there, permanently. So I can keep on checking on that shit and see if I'm living up to that, that goal that's been set. So that way I can actually, go and look at it. Okay, this is what they set there. Okay, so this is how I should accomplish that set goal. These are the things that are going to help us, not only just build as a community, but for my dumbass to grow as an actual content creator as well. And that's one of the biggest things right now I really need more help with. And I honestly would say the reason why I need more help with the growth of being a content creator is because so many things have changed right now. And I have not been able to keep up on all the changes. And I love to know what are some of the changes to like some of the trends and things like that that are going on. What are the things that maybe we can either jump on or go ahead of and start making our own trends, stuff like that, right? Because that's the biggest thing is setting your own trend. If you can find a way to set your own trend, I mean, shit, that's a great way to go viral right there, right? But like, look at my boy Andy from Cali, right? Andy has been popping off over on YouTube. He's doing shorts. He's doing all the regular YouTube content. And dudes is getting millions of views, okay? The same thing, the same method that I've been talking about for fucking years. He's applied that shit and showed that that shit works. You can get millions of views, okay? Dude has been popping off like nobody's fucking business. The last video he said he had, we were talking, I think he said it was around like 3 million views, all right? If you can get that type of growth, if you can get that type of virality, all right, there is nothing stopping you at that point, okay? So, and sometimes it does take that meaning to step back from streaming, focus on making YouTube videos, making Rumble videos, making shorts, making TikTok, Instagram, all that shit, right? Because if you're going to call yourself a content creator, you got to be making content. You can't just go live, right? Yes, and lately I've just kind of gone live, stuff like that. But if you go look at my fucking channels, I do have other content other than just going live. But again, my whole point is, dude, is I want to get back to making that steady content. Another thing we're going to be adding up soon is doing, the kind of like a vlog of making my music. And so that way I can kind of get, ideas and inspiration from you guys as well, from the community. Plus, this kind of, show that, that progress of making the tracks and stuff like that, and hopes that it also, kind of keeps my ass on gear on making that track, right? Finishing it, polishing it up, and then releasing it. So this way, like I said, I wanted to be able so that you guys can use that shit on your streams or your YouTube videos, your Rumble videos, whatever it is, your TikToks, whatever, right? If you guys want to use those tracks, I want those to be accessible for you guys. And I'll send you guys the file through an email or, fucking Google Drive, or if you're the Discord, we can, put it a section, that I can put it there and start loading it all up with a bunch of music. And that way you guys can just download them as you want them and stuff like that. All kinds of stuff like that. Again, the whole point of doing all this too as a community is to do this together and build each other up and provide the tools to success for each other like this, right? Everybody's got strengths and weaknesses, okay? But make your fucking, strengths somebody else's weakness, okay? So that way, literally, if, somebody goes, shit, I just wish I could do that one thing, but you go, hey, I can go and help you out with that. Boom. You help them out with that. Now they're fucking progressing super far. But now, not only is that happening, but you are too, and you're building a bigger community this way by branching out and growing out your roots more and spreading out and actually showing people that you actually care to make content, right? You're not just trying to, reach other, people's communities. You're not trying to just do this just for fucking money, but you're doing this because you love making content, right? Because I think if you don't have your heart in this to have fun and make content for the fun of it, then you're totally going to get fucking totally left behind by everybody else that's absolutely fucking enjoying this. So, and that's just a hands-on fact. So, well, I mean, again, right now, so guys, what do you guys got for ideas right now? Like, what are some thoughts you guys got going on in your head right now as we've been talking about this? Like, what are some things you're like, oh, Debbie, you should do this, right? Or Debbie, I would love to see you add this to the stream. What are the things you guys got in your mind right now that you would love to see, by the way? Also, I'm going to do this too real quick. While you guys are coming up with that. There we go. Okay, I had to do it manually like that. You know, I copied and pasted it so I could do it easier, but shouting out my boy Bayou. If you guys want to go and drop Bayou a follow, if you have a Kick account, be sure to drop him a follow over there, over on Kick. So, because again, too, guys, this is a big thing too. Is that we need to start doing more about supporting each other, hosting each other, rating out things like that. Finding also communities that we can build with more. Because again, the whole point of all this started off a long time ago with all of us being like, guys, we're gonna get this together. We're gonna fucking build together. We're gonna get to the top of that fucking mountain and we're gonna do it all together. We're not gonna kick anybody's fucking head down or like that. We're gonna reach out that fucking hand and pull each other up. We have had to redo these groups so many fucking times because literally we've had to kick some people out because they don't fucking take it seriously. And then there's others that just literally, they come in and they act like they got the best intentions and they become the greatest leeches or the biggest fucking assholes that have completely sabotaged all of us, right? So, I mean, I look at our homie Jaco, right? Jaco has had to help rebuild the group. I don't know how many fucking times, right, for the streamer boys. And now I feel like we have a really good fucking group. And then we have the community building with Flashy, right? Now, there's some people in there that I'm sure that, everyone could be like, oh, well, I don't really care, whatever, right? I don't fucking care about that shit. At the end of the day, this is a new chance for everybody to build new and start fresh and do something right, And I truly think that if everybody really pulls their resources and their head together, that we can fucking accomplish this shit beyond what everybody's fucking giving, any credit out there or any thought to it, right? I guarantee you that not only could you guys, we see a fucking just a 180 shift in actual what it means to make fucking content, but we can actually see what it means to be a fucking community again, actually revitalized in a great way. So I got hopes. I got hopes for this shit, guys. I really do. I'm not saying that it's going to be, 100% perfect or there's not going to be any flaws, there's not going to be any issues, whatever the case is. I would be a goddamn fool to tell you that right now. Just say it. I'd be a fucking fool. But I'm not. I'm not a fool. I'm going to tell you right now, there will be issues. There are going to be hiccups. There are going to be things that are going to probably piss people off around the road, right? How you will accomplish getting over that shit is what's going to matter the most. Just saying. Because there's going to be a lot of shit we're going to have to go through. I can already tell you guys right now, there's going to be a lot of shit. Because it's just not just how this fucking game has been, you know what I mean? So, but I'm still excited though for the road. I'm still excited for the fucking path ahead. Again, making the music, that's gonna be a big thing. Doing the vlog content. I'm thinking about doing stuff like too, I've thought about doing certain kind of content and vlog style stuff that might help actually heal the mind a little bit more, heal the soul a little bit more, and talk about certain things and express certain things that I feel like would be good to kind of just get that out there, and really really kind of show that I really want to try to build an actual career out of all of this, and I really want for this to really work because at the end of the day, if I could have this work and then we could do MacBook giveaways, PC giveaways, turn around, supplement the store, and I'm fucking dropping 10 grand on the store, and then we buy enough product in that we can fucking turn this shit around, that the store ends up fucking making 2, 3, 4 grand a day again. Dude, I'm fucking down for that shit, right? That is the type of stuff that we can totally accomplish, and I do believe that the community that we got going on now is going to be a lot stronger than the community we've had, before and before that last time, you know what I mean? When it comes to the overarching community of the platform. So, but I'm definitely excited, guys. Again, like I said, I want to hear from you guys. Where do you guys think things are going to go? Where's some things again you would like to see happen with the content? Where are things you guys want to see, progress with the streams, and what do you guys think is going to be an actual really good, I would say, I would argue what would be a really good, path for a new trend? What would you guys want to see? What would be the new trend for streaming that you guys want to see come out here with this after this summer, for the fall, and maybe even going into winter time, right? Because a lot of times the trends will last about a couple months, right? So what do you guys want to see for trends coming out for streaming? I'm curious. While you guys are typing up that or thinking about that, my idea for a nice trend, I think that would be great to see, would be to see more of the wholesome kind of viral vlog content where people are doing the wholesome cooking with their families. That's something I've been thinking about doing myself. Is incorporating my little sister with it a little bit more because she loves cooking. I love cooking. So we'll do like cooking streams and things like that. I guess been talking about wanting to do the Minecraft stuff with her. Uh, there's a bunch of other little things like that. And especially with the fact of like how Roblox is going, and that was a really big important thing for her. Because like she loves those games. She loves playing those games. Those aren't vape juices, bud. Those are disposables. And there's not that many. So I don't even know why you're saying too many. Like, where are you going with that? Like that was just so like that was a voodoo moment, dude. You just like were like in the middle of a sentence and just put that there. Like where's the beginning part of that sentence? Like what was the point of saying too many vape juices behind you? Because again, like I said, you should be able to tell that's not vape juice. That's a disposable. Okay, you should be able to tell that. And I mean, it says Priv bar, Ox bar, Morph bar. Okay, juices come in bottles. I'm half blind, bro. You're like fucking totally blind. But still, the point was like again, it was like, why did it matter? Like that, there's all these behind me. Again, the point of doing this, Fox, is to hopefully get people to ask questions about stuff like this. Not be like, there's too much of that behind you. That sounds like somebody bitching. I don't want to hear about that. You take your Sandy badge somewhere else. Like I'm not saying like to leave Fox. So don't take it that way. I'm saying like if somebody was to be that way, I would just tell them to leave. Because again, like literally, it says I'm at the vape shop, bro. Do you think I'm not gonna have this stuff behind me? Think I'm gonna go find a wall and just be like, oh no, I don't want to show or display that stuff. Why would I do that? That makes no sense. Like again, I argue that a lot of y'all need to understand marketing and advertisement a lot more, psychology a lot more, because stuff like this is how you get subliminal messaging out to people. Like, hey, subliminally, I'm showing these things, but I'm not talking about it right off the bat. So that means people might see that and go, oh, hey, what's that behind you, right? So that's what I'm getting at, right? So like that's the whole point about marketing and advertising. You want to build that brand up and stuff like that. It's just like doing it with your emotes and stuff like that, right? You want people to ask questions about that stuff so that way you can have a fun time explaining these things. That's why you do these things. Okay. So that's why, like, if I'm doing a shop stream here, I'm gonna, definitely, dedicate part of the stream talking about, the vapes. Bring education to, the fact that people fucking have a warped perception that, oh, vaping, man, causes popcorn lung. No, it doesn't. Do you know that cigarettes have 500 times the amount of diacetyl, which is the chemical that causes popcorn lung, right? So if that has 500 times the amount of diacetyl, where the fuck was popcorn lung before vaping? Yeah, you hear those crickets chirping? Exactly. Fucking nowhere. Because it wasn't real. Okay? The whole Evoli scandal. When I say Evoli, we're talking about literally the vitamin E acetate that was in fucking illegal THC cartridges. Okay? Little dab pens that kids were fucking vaping on, and then they get caught or go to the hospital. They go, no, mommy and daddy, I wasn't vaping weed. I was vaping nicotine. Because at that time, you could be 18 and vape. So yeah, no shit. These kids are gonna fucking say that shit. And of course, these fucking doctors, they don't go like, yeah, give me that cartridge. I need to go test it. No. Most of the time, these people weren't testing this shit. They would just say, yes, this kid reported that they were using a nicotine vape. Oh, fucking bam, there you go. And then once it was being cleared in the fucking media, instead of the media doing their job and clearing the fucking pedal bar and putting it vitamin E acetate in illegal THC cartridges, no. They just say, fucking vitamin E in vapes. Oh, good. Now people fucking are stupid and go, oh yeah, that means there's vitamin E's in these things. You're fucking retarded. Like just fucking plain out retarded. Okay, if you fucking think that that's what they put in this, then legitimately, please just go delete your internet account instantly because you need to get the fuck off the internet because obviously you're fucking believing way too much stupid shit. Literally, all that's in this: propylene glycol, vegetable glycerin, nicotine, and flavoring. There is a total of 4 ingredients at most in these. Okay? And when I say 4 at most, that's because there are nicotine-free vapes. So that means, ergo, you could vape something that has flavor, but no nicotine. Hell, you could even vape something that has no flavor. Because people have fucking allergies to that shit. Sometimes, like we literally have one. Here, I'll actually show you guys. Since we're not bound by a wire right now with the MacBook, right? So we go over here. This right here, unflavored juice, 3 milligrams. So if somebody wanted to, they could go and grab that bottle of juice, vape it, not worry about having a high level of nicotine, and it would just get the itch of nicotine probably fixed for them, along with the idea of it just being unflavored. So then they don't have any real taste to it. Okay, so those are things that you can have. Those are 3 milligrams. Salt mix are the smaller bottles, and that's going to be anywhere between sometimes 18 milligrams, 12 milligrams on the lower ends, all the way up to 50 to 60 milligrams. Okay, which honestly, there doesn't need to be this excess of 60 milligrams. Pod Juice did 55, and I thought that was too much. And then you have people be like, no, man, I need 60 milligrams. If you need 60, you need to quit vaping. Like, just simple as that. Like, because 90% of the time, most people that are hitting something like that hard all the time, your throat starts getting scratchy. It feels like it's closing up. It's because your body's telling you, hey, asshole, lower your nicotine. You know? But so many people don't fucking do that because they're like, oh man, that means I might have to stop, hitting 50 milligrams. Oh my gosh, but I need to get my fix, man. Because there are fucking kids that use this shit to get high. And if you think I'm joking, I'm not, right? Because they're like, oh yeah, man, I get that buzz. You're a fucking idiot. Just say, right? If you vape for a buzz because you think it's like, yeah, man, I gotta get that buzz. You're a fucking idiot. Like, just, no joke. 1 second here, chat. All right. Guys are calling for the off Sam second gens. And of course, we don't fucking have those guys up here yet. I fucking wish. Fucking wish, man. So I'm telling you guys, though, there is a great deal of like ignorance that comes to vaping. So yeah, I do get, temperamental. I get a little testy when, somebody says something stupid about vaping, and I'm like, what? Like, that makes no fucking sense whatsoever. And there's a lot of people though that believe a good portion of the shit that they've been told about vaping, and it's like, look, simple fucking fact, all right? If you're not a smoker, you don't really need a vape, okay? Just simple. Simple as that. Just gonna point that out. Vaping is best to help people that have been smoking quit smoking. And then they can quit vaping because quitting vaping is fucking way easier than quitting smoking. And if you don't think it is, then again, that's a personal fucking skill issue. Just saying. Because legitimately, there are days where I don't need to hit this for hours, maybe even days. And I don't sit there and be like, oh man, I need to hit my vape. I'm not fucking doing that. It's so stupid when I hear people talk about shit like that. Again, it's that level of ignorance that people have because people are just that gullible and just that stupid nowadays. I mean, it's just the truth. Like you can tell how stupid people really are when they believe some of the dumbest things, right? But then they'll be like, oh, I'm gonna go back to smoking. Like I had a guy earlier, right? No, I don't vape, bro, because I only do things that are natural. So I smoke cigarettes. You fucking retard. So you're gonna fucking smoke something that has how many thousands of chemicals on it? You fucking absolute complete imbecile moron. Like, yeah, that's real natural, real fucking smart, brah. Yeah, yeah, good job. Like, what do I call them fucking retards, dude? If you literally think that smoking a cigarette is better than you vaping, you're an idiot. Okay, like it just It just is. It just is so stupid, man. Like, legitimately, why do you think that they want you to smoke, the government, over vaping, which is better for you than smoking, right? Oh, because blood money. Because, it's called master settlement agreement. Because if, they didn't give you, give the money back to the tobacco companies that they were supposed to equate for the tobacco sales, then they didn't get the money for the roads, schools, and all the other shit that they were supposed to use that money for, that they ended up taking it and putting in their pockets for anyways. So, hey, politicians, right? And this is why I am like actively trying to put my fucking hat into the ring of politics, because again, it's like if you want to see changes happen, you want to see these things be taken actual fucking they're taken to the right levels of actual litigation and try to see things happen to get changes done. You got to get into politics then. So yeah, my ass is definitely going to try to get into politics so I can try to enact changes so that the industry that I do care about doesn't die out because people want to be fucking retarded. Because it is so fucking frustrating, man. And you got parents out there, right? Like, you want to know what the sickest thing is in the world? All right, there are parents that have come in here, bought their kids vapes. They don't tell you right away, right? They'll tell you right as they're leaving and stuff like that. Oh, of course, when these fucking Domino's fucking receipt comes in my fucking face. There was a girl that walked by earlier, and the receipt came flying in here. But it's like legitimately though, right? This happened about 2 months ago. I'm selling a vape to a girl, and she's giving me the whole like spiel of like, I don't care what it is, I don't care, I don't care, I don't care, I just want to get this vape. And I'm thinking, why do you not care this much? Then as soon as she walks out the store, she goes, oh, it's for my son anyways. So as she walks out, I have to ask, well, real quick before you leave, how old is he? Oh, he's 16. Leaves. You understand how frustrating that is, right? And of course, her line of logic is, well, I would rather him vape because it's better for him than smoking. No, 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 honey. Nothing in his lungs is the best way for him to fucking go. He's six fucking teen. He doesn't need to smoke. He doesn't need a vape. Like, why are you buying, unless the kid was already smoking, you fucking sure as shit better not have gotten him a vape because you were like, oh, well, if you're going to smoke cigarettes, Timmy, I would much rather you take a vape. Be a better parent. Fucking teach him not to fucking do the shit. Like, what the fuck? Why is there such a lack of parenting? And then we get in trouble for that shit because then little fucking Timmy's dumbass gets in trouble at school. He's sitting there, yeah, I'm so cool, guys. Look at me vape. Fuck you. You're not fucking cool because you vape. So then that dumbass gets caught. A teacher fucking asks him where you get the vape at. He says, instead of telling his mommy, he says the store she gets it from. So then what do you think happens? And again, it's like literally personal accountability and responsibility doesn't fucking ever come into practice or play. It's like, oh, somebody fucking did something bad. Okay, ban fucking everything else. That is the most retarded back ass, fucking way to do anything to fucking, actually teach somebody, hey, you did something wrong. Don't do it again. Literally, you go, oh, you did something wrong. Okay, take it away from everybody. Like fucking the whole bullshit of like we're gonna raise the age thing up, and in high schoolers aren't gonna vape as much. Right, right, right. I mean, let's be honest. Vaping amongst the youth is at an all-time low as it is because they raised it up. But when it was at the numbers that it was, 14%. I'm not gonna lie. I'm sorry. I don't think that's that high of a number for me to be that like about the children. I'm sorry to say. I'm fucking sorry to say that, guys. Sorry to say, 14% isn't me going, oh my gosh. It's like, no, that's 14%. What do you fucking do? Like, that's not like 60, 70% of the kids fucking like vaping, you dumb fuck. Like, jeez, oh fucking Pete's, man. But I'll be damned. You can go to the fucking, into the service. You can go take a bullet for your country. But you want to smoke a cigarette? Oh, you fucking demon. How dare you? That's how they fucking treat you, man. Like, that's what I mean. This is the bullshit that we go through. It's a fucking piece of nicotine, okay? Like, if I want to fucking vape, let me fucking vape. I'm fucking 33, first of all. again, it's so dumb to see the the level of ignorance that has been brought about this industry because of just that ignorance. And of course, nobody wants to admit that they're ignorant because it's just like being scammed. Nobody wants to admit that they got scammed because they can't get scammed. You know what I mean? Like that's how it goes. Nobody ever wants to admit they get scammed or they can't be scammed because it's like that can't happen to me. But what can happen to anybody? Like what do you mean? Like that's like, it's 100% something that can happen to anybody, right? Like fuck. And if you don't think your government has scammed you at least once or twice in your life, you're definitely fucking stupid. Okay, the government literally has the ability to scam anybody they want, and they can just make it a law. I mean, fuck, let's look at taxes for fuck's sake. I mean, if that's not the biggest scam in the world, I don't know what is. Oh, for fuck's sake, I accidentally just clicked on my messages thing. I was trying to click Safari. There we go. So yeah, it's one of those things that like yeah, I will always defend the shit. I always think it's one of those things where it's like one of those things that like somebody was like, well, why is it this behind you? It's like, well, why not? You know. At the end of the day, too, it's like the only thing the reason why I made all that comment too, Fox, too, was because I mean, one part of it was like I said, obviously I'm still going to talk about the vapes no matter what, like while I'm here because that's what my job is. But it's also just because of the fact of like when somebody brings it up like that, when they go, "Oh, too many," and it's like, well, why is that too many? How is this too many? It's like in reality, this is actually kind of low because as you can see, I have gaps here. See, I shouldn't have any gaps. Especially if you're ever in retail, you don't want gaps. Gaps is how you don't make sales. Well, I would actually like to argue that factor a little bit, actually, because I have seen in cases where when you have been out of something, if you leave a box up there and somebody sees it, they go, "Oh shit, you're out of that flavor." Okay, well I'm gonna get that one and let me know when that other one comes back in because I really want that flavor. It's something that can actually help. Again, psychologically, you can do a lot of shit with stuff like with sales, man. It's kind of different than a lot of other things that you might do as a job. But I'm going to argue this right now, too. If you don't like doing retail, please get the fuck out of it, dude. I don't want to see a single person do a fucking job in retail if you don't like doing it. All right? There's no point to do. I got to do retail to have the job. No, you don't. If you don't like servicing a community, if you don't like helping people, don't fucking do retail, please. All right? I'm so tired of going into a store and have somebody fucking hate their job, take that shit out on me, because I will come unglued on your ass. All right. I like what I do. I enjoy fucking working retail. I love retail. Okay. So if you don't like your fucking job, that's not my fault, retard. Like seriously, like how many fuck faces gotta go do a job to be like, oh man, I fucking hate my job, bro. Oh, I hate it here. Don't go fucking somewhere else. Quit your fucking job and go somewhere else. Like 100%, man. Like you are literally ruining the experience for everybody else that works around you as it is, too. Just saying. Like, and I bring this up because specifically the last few weeks that I have fucking had to go to a store, my sister and I will go in, we'll buy some sodas, and if your dumbass fucking puts a soda this way in a bag, please take the plastic bag and shove it up your fucking ass. Because like seriously, if you're that dumb to fucking not understand, soda goes in a bag like this, not like this. Okay, it goes flat. I don't pay money for your flat soda. I pay money because I want a fucking carbonated soda because I wanted something that was carbonated and crisp to drink. If I wanted something fucking flat, I would have gone and got a juice, you dumbass. Like, oh, dude. And it's literally just literally. It's just like, why if you don't like doing customer service, why do you do the job? You know what I mean? It's like, and I get it. There's so many people out there that are like, well, I do customer service because it was like the only thing they had, right? Okay, fair. If it was the only job in your area that you could only get at the time, sure, I can understand that. I can understand it. But if you've been doing it for longer than 2 years and you still have that same attitude, You know what I want to say, chat. You know what I want to say. Okay? Because you've all been there. We've all been there. We've all said it. All right? I mean, fuck. Tectones just got banned for saying it, chat. I mean, and I'm not going to lie. He's not wrong when he says it feels so good to say it. You say the KYS word, man, or, yeah, is it KYS? Is that how they say that? I don't usually use the abbreviation. I just say the word normally, but can't really say that nowadays. People get too fucking offended by that shit. It's like, oh, my bad, I said something, because he thought he got in trouble for saying, the F slur, which, by the way, he is bi. For those that don't realize that, like, Tectones has made that comment. So he's allowed to say the F slur, right? Like, that's kind of like on the table for him. He's bi. He's made that comment. So, I would like to just point out, though, what he said was something different, and he has said it before, and he said he wouldn't say it again. And, of course, like he said, I will say it again, and I know I will say it again. It's like, of course, because it feels so fucking good to just say it in the moment. It's not like you actually fucking mean it. It's literally just the whole idea of just saying, like, fuck off. You know what I mean? That's literally what it means. It's like a whole, like, fuck off, fuck you. That's kind of what it means. You know what I mean? So when you say it, people can just go, he said that to me. It's like, okay, yeah, but let's be real. You're not going to actually go fucking do it. All right. If you're that weak-willed, that stupid, and you're going to go do it because somebody else tells you to do it, that I don't see how that person's fault. If that's yours, you're weak-willed. Again, why do we have to be responsible for your stupid actions? I don't understand literally the level of you know, uh, like the level of fucking, how do I put it? Like, I would argue maybe it's like we put up so many fucking like guardrails for stupid people, and yet we wonder why stupid people have outnumbered the smart people. Well, because guess what? Stupid people just fucking have babies. Okay, eventually all the stupid people outfuck the smart people, and that's why you have more stupid people than you have smart people. Simple as that. It's a simple fucking economic equation. Like, I mean, I don't understand why or mathematical equation. I don't understand how anybody gets confused about this shit. It's like you have a bunch of stupid people who ergo don't give a shit about how they might have money or have this or have that before they have a child. They just have children. Ergo, they're gonna have more children than the smart people who go, huh, do we have money enough to have a child yet? Do we have a house? Do we have this? Do we have that? Do we have that? See what I'm saying here, guys? You see what I'm saying here? Okay? Obviously, stupid people outfuck the smart people. They're like fucking rabbits, dude. It's insane. Oh, we've been live now for about an hour and 10 minutes already? I actually has not felt that long. It honestly felt like we've been live for just a little bit less than that, too, honestly. Trying to find the next set of songs that I would like to play for the story. Fuck off, bro. Leave that one. All right. But yeah, again, I do want to see some good changes to the content, the channel, the community, and again, I think we're also doing this whole new site as well added to it. I think it's going to add a lot more. Another thing I want to start working on too is getting that book that we've written actually like published, things like that. That'll be a fun thing to actually try to get done by the end of this year is try to actually get that book published. Just because I mean, it would be cool to say that's the first time I've written a book, you know. I do still want to do a collaborative one with a lot of people and kind of do like the Lovecrafty thing with building a mythos where everybody can add into it and stuff like that, and it not be like bound by too many restrictions or just by like certain rules. Like, hey, we just want to have it go around this kind of like style of content or style of genre, and it just be like that. You can kind of write it however you want, or not really genre, I should say, but more so like the thematic aspect atmosphere. The book needs to be a certain way, right? But you can make it into a horror story, or you can just make it into a sci-fi story, whatever. That's the idea of wanting to create this little mythos. And so if we could get that first book published, like it's a cool little sci-fi story that I've written. So at least I think it's a cool sci-fi story. Um, of course, a little egotistical in that regard. But I think it'll be cool to see how it goes and see where we can go with that. And again, being that this new site has a actual like a writer's corner where there, are ideas for people who are writing books to actually get together to try to do that. I mean, that would be awesome. So I can actually try to like collaborate with someone who's writing a book as well and be like, cool, let's put this together and actually write a book together. Because there is so much, out there that you can still do for content. It's not just, going live, streaming or making YouTube videos or whatever the case is. There's so much more that you can do. So again, I got tons of ideas, tons of plans, guys. I'm excited to actually start rolling them out here soon. And I think that kind of with the fire that's been kind of lit under me, I'm excited to see where we're going to go with this, guys. I really am. I think that we're going to see not only just positive and good changes come out of all this from all of us, but I think honestly, this is going to be the year where a lot of us fucking shine. I think this is going to be the year where a lot of us fucking, turn the tables around and start achieving things that that we just never thought we could achieve. So I honestly think that's going to be the big main goal here soon. Because I honestly do believe that there is enough actual like motivation this time around from everybody that we will see some amazing fucking changes happen, guys. Truly, I actually am excited to see it, and I'm excited to see where you guys go too. Like, I'm excited to see where Fox does with his emotes and everything like that, making his content over there. I'm excited to see where fucking Jacob goes with all the mecha break stuff that he's been doing, and being picked as a content creator that he has been constantly. For the program and stuff like that. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely glad for him too, because I mean, again, as a friend to see him succeed, always glad to see my friend succeed like that. And then again, we got Andy out here busting out million views videos over on YouTube and stuff like that, like absolutely crushing it. So like absolutely fucking proud of him for doing exactly what we've all been talking about for years, and he just put it to fucking paper and made the actual fucking stats show. Like, hey, look, guys, I took that advice. We did this. Boom, made a million views. You know what I mean? It's like the fact that he's crushing out there, guys. I'm so fucking proud of him for that shit. So, I'm excited to see where he's going to go from that. I'm excited to see Nathan come back to content. I'm excited to be working with Sponge on a lot of this stuff, guys. Again, there's a lot of stuff that I'm excited for. And I think that this is going to be truly the year for us to shine. Not just this year, technically, right? The tail end of this year, going into next year to next summer, that's what's going to happen. I see it, all right? I really do. But we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here, guys. I will see you guys back here later on when I go back to the house. I just wanted to go ahead and do this small stream here before we leave and do all that stuff like that, guys. And just kind of vibe with y'all before before the end of the day at work here. So I appreciate everybody for stopping by through here over on Rumble, YouTube, and over on Kick. You guys are all awesome. Appreciate, love all of you, and I will see you guys all later on. Do